Yo, it's Zach. If you don't know who I am a Challenger Peak Riven player for the past like 2 seasons, and I'm here to do a quick patch rundown for 14.16 because there are some Riven, like some changes that can affect Riven, makes Riven a bit stronger this patch, and yeah, I'd like to go over them and share them with you. Alright, so if we go into the little infographic that Riot provides, we can see that they're buffing some champion matchups in top lane that could change, you know, the matchup and make it harder. Most notably Skarner and Wukong. I'll go over that in a second. And as for items, they're changing the way cleavers stacks, and they're increasing death timers, and they're nerfing Doran's Blade. So yeah, I'll start with the champions here. Alright, so they're buffing Skarner and they're giving him 20 base HP and some base AD, 3 to be exact, and they're giving him a better AD ratio for his Q. Alright, so Skarner, you know, after the huge nerfs that he's gotten, deserved, he is getting some compensation buffs to make him more playable, I guess. And I think buffing him like this, you know, small changes like this are good, because, you know, no one plays the champion after he's been gutted, and I don't think he'll be played too much because they removed his E mechanic where he can just pull you under tower while facing your direction instead of facing behind. He could basically insect you without pulling, like without looking behind. It is really stupid. So yeah, they took that out last patch, and now they're looking to further buff him, which, I mean, it's understandable. No one plays this champion, and there's a good reason. He kind of sucks right now. Alright, next is Wukong. I don't know why they're buffing Wukong. There is always one challenger Wukong, one trick in NA at least. His name is Air Flash. No matter how bad this champion is, he just makes them work, man. He's just the best player, best Wukong player in the world. His name is Air Flash. But yeah, they're buffing his armor, level 1, his bonus armor. So every time Wukong hits someone, it autos the champion, he gets armor. And yeah, they're making his level 1 stronger, and they're buffing his E, which also makes his level 1 stronger. This matchup was already pretty hard level 1, even harder at level 6. So yeah, Wukong might be pretty difficult to deal with now. He already was at the highest level. When you're versus Air Flash, it's freaking hard. But who knows? I mean, no one plays this champion, so I understand why they're buffing him. But I sometimes I think it's unfair. Like, I know he has a low pick rate, but he's actually good into some matchups. I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, Wukong matchup is going to be harder next patch. Just be aware of that. Alright, moving on to items. They're buffing Cleaver. I mean, this is a small buff. They're basically making it so if you deal damage within the same instance with 2 different like abilities, it will apply Cleaver 2 times instead of 1 time. And this doesn't really apply to Riven all that much. The only time you're damaging a champion at the same time is with Eclipse. So when you auto and press W on current patch, you proc Eclipse, right? Because auto, you know, you need 2 procs to proc Eclipse. You auto your W, your Eclipse proc. That is 3 damage sources. So you should get 3 stacks, right? Well, no, not on the live patch. On the live patch, you would get 2 because your auto, because your W and your Eclipse proc at the same time. So yeah, next patch you're changing it. It'll give you 2 procs instead of 1, and this doesn't really do much for Riven, unless this applies to Riven passive, where, you know, her auto passive will apply 2 cleaver stacks. And maybe then this would be a good change for Riven. But honestly, cleaver is already good, so I don't think they should buff it numbers wise. I think more Riven players should build Cleaver. This item is very good on her. But I mean, it's like a quality of life change. We'll see. I don't think it's too big, but stuff like this you won't know until you actually play and test the game. So yeah, I'll be testing the patch tomorrow because today's the 13th and the patch comes out tomorrow. Yeah, keep a lookout for that, or, you know, check out my Twitch. Follow me there. I stream every single day. Alright, next item change is Doran's Blade. They're nerfing Doran's Blade because ADCs in the solo lane are just using this item and becoming like way too dominant, which is understandable. They're reducing the health by 20 from 100 to 80, and they're reducing the amount of sustain you get from this item, the lifesteal, by 0.5%. I mean, this is a good change. It is targeted at ADCs, but this could also be good for like a Riven versus Riven, like two fighters. Your opponent will have less HP. Riven is a champion that really wants to put your opponent in certain HP thresholds to win the lane. And this, you know, your opponents who start D-Blade will have lesser HP. So this could be good for her. And if D-Blade changes feel horrible, you can always default to Longsword 3 potions, but Longsword 3 kind of sucks right now because of how broken Doran's Blade is. So yeah, I think this will make some matchups a little bit easier. This is like a revert to durability patch with the HP, which is kind of nice. And Riot needs to gut ADCs from being played in the solo lane. Alright, next, please nerf Fleet. Please, Riot Games, please. Alright, moving on to death timers. This is a big one. Death timers changes. So you know how the meta is right now and why Riven's like in a horrible spot. Right now, if you solo kill your opponent level 1 and 2, 3, you usually fall behind because they respawn so fast. They teleport back to lane and freeze the lane. So hopefully these changes, this increase in death timers, will make that a little bit better for Riven. 4 seconds, I don't know if that's enough, but I'll be testing. I mean, 4 seconds of being dead. I mean, it might give you a timer to get the wave in. We'll see. Or like halfway get the wave in. This could be good for Riven. But honestly, in Challenger Elo, like it's very hard to solo kill your opponent. Like it's super difficult. So this should help like the lower Elos a lot more. I don't think this will help Challenger. Challenger is just, I mean, the Challenger players they know how to not die, and they know, I mean, they're just good. So yeah, a lot of solo kills don't happen in Challenger. But hey, Riot is stepping in the right direction, which is good. Now they did pull the TP changes this patch and indirectly nerf TP with the Death Home Guards. So they are increasing the amount of speed, well, the duration of speed you get from Home Guards. So, you know, if you don't bring TP and you die somehow to a gank, you will get to lane faster because you have increased Home Guard timer, which is pretty good. And yeah, Riot changed this to indirectly nerf TP. So a lot of power to champions that don't bring TP, who bring like a combat summoner in the solo lane. Yeah, like I said, it's a good step forward. I hope they monitor these changes and, you know, do more. So I don't think it'll be enough, but we'll see. It's a small change. And yeah, I mean, that is really it for this patch. There are no bug fixes for Riven. No backwards Q change or any of that stuff. There are some new skins coming out, you know, the T1 skins, prestige skin. If you watch the stream, you know I collect every single prestige skin. So yeah, I'll be getting this one. You know me. We got. But yeah, if you're a T1 fan, they're coming out next patch. And there's one more change that applies to like higher elo, which are the matchmaking changes and the boosting and ranked manipulation like penalties. So okay, Riot is trying to make a better balance between what side you're on. Because right now on higher elo, if you're on red side, your team has higher MMR, so there are better players on red side, and there are less autofills on red side. And I mean, they have that in the game because red side has a camera disadvantage, like camera angle. So the only way they thought of like balancing that was, you know, just put better players on red side to like offset that camera angle disadvantage that they have. So yeah, I mean, Riot is looking to have more similar amount of players autofilled or placed into their secondary roles on both teams, so there will be like less imbalance between the two teams, and how large the LP gaps are between the both of the teams. Yeah, they're just looking to fix the red versus blue side imbalance, which is pretty good. Because in higher elo, if you're on blue side, first of all, if you're a Riven player, you get counterpicked. So you're in a bad matchup, you have worse players, you have more autofills. I mean, it's just bad. So hopefully this fixes that. I hope. Copium, we'll see. Alright, and the next, boosting and ranked manipulation penalties. So I mean, they're just looking to punish boosters and win traders and people who derank. and give them like a 30-day penalty at first, and then your second offense will be a permaban. So I mean, if Riot actually punishes people for this will be pretty good. Maybe it'll save high elo solo queue. Probably not, but it's a step into the right direction. Alright, well, that concludes patch 14.16. I'm very happy. I hope 14.17, next patch, next patch will be good too. Hopefully they keep nerfing ADCs because they are dominant in high elo. But yeah, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys maybe next patch run now, if stuff changes for Riven. But yeah, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch. I stream every single day. Alright, bye bye guys.